You're watching Big South Women's Basketball on ESPN+, and tonight we have two of the top teams in the Big South. The Winthrop Eagles, their best start in 5 years in league play, taking on the Campbell Camels, who have not lost at home all season. Two teams desperate to make a statement tonight in the league, and it should be a great one on ESPN+. Alongside the Hall of Fame coach, Wanda Watkins, Evan Budrovich with you. Winthrop, the youngest team in the country, 11 underclassmen in their lineup, and Campbell, 5 returning starters from last year's club. What must Winthrop do to pull off the upset here tonight?
Well, Winthrop's a good shooting team. They lead the league in field goal percentage and three-point field goal percentage. It's going to be important that they shoot the ball well tonight and that they limit Campbell's second shot opportunities. They're going to need to get off to a good start, not have any fluid, not have any droughts, any of those things. It's going to be critical going into this basketball game.
For Winthrop, Joshua Whitfield, the sophomore guard, double-figured scorer in conference play. What must she do to help the Eagles offense tonight?
Well, Joshua is a great player. She's well-rounded. She's their leading scorer, and she's their second-best rebounder on the team. And she's coming off of a total of a 17-point performance in their comeback win, in their last game with Presbyterian, carrying them to their 4th conference win.
For Campbell, sophomore guard Luana Serrano continues to get better. 13 points in the win over Hampton. How does she continue to develop here in her sophomore season?
Well, I think experience is key. With experience comes poise. With poise comes confidence. And we're seeing that blossom in Serrano. She is becoming a big difference maker for Campbell in their success and in their race for this conference title.
These teams have only lost 1 game each in the conference, which means both are in the top half of the standings. UNC Asheville right now the top dog, but you have Winthrop, coach, picked 7th in the preseason. Look at them now moving up to 3rd. What can they do tonight to try to move ahead of Campbell in the standings?
Well, it's a big game. Every game is big. Every game is important. They're going to need to play their game going into this basketball game tonight in order to be successful.
Campbell has won 6 of the last 7 meetings all time, although Winthrop came into this building last year and a huge win over Campbell by 15. Away we go tonight on a wonderful Tuesday in Bowies Creek, North Carolina. The Camels undefeated 7-0 at home and a quick start led by their sophomore, Luana Serrano.
Serrano's playing with so much confidence. I mentioned that in the pregame. Very, very confident, poised player.
Here's the Sunbelt Reynolds starting lineups. Joshua Whitfield, leading scorer for Winthrop. 12 points a night for a lineup. All 5 starters average at least 8 points. Whitfield goes right to work and turns it over. An early mistake for Lynette Woodard's club, and her 3rd season as the head coach. For the Campbell lineup, Svenja Nirenberg in the starting attack for the 3rd straight game. And how about Ronnie Fisher bringing Shai Tooley, his leading scorer, off the bench in this matchup?
Tooley seems to get it done for her team, whether it's off the bench or it's in the starting lineup. She's just a player that gets it done for Campbell night in and night out.
Winthrop Eagles, the best field goal shooting team in the league, also the best 3-point club. They only make 4 threes a night, but when they shoot it, very confident. Now Joshua Whitfield trapped by Nirenberg, and that Campbell defense that gives up just 40 points a game in the conference, causing trouble on these first 2 possessions.
That's the name of the game for Campbell. Good, heady, strong defense. That's the reason they're ranked 6th nationally right now.
Not only are they great defensively, they're coming off an awesome shooting night. 50% shooting in the win over Hampton. Moving to 5-1 in the league. Serrano's been red hot from the start. As she drives into the lane, rises up. Bolden the rebound. Bolden dishes out to Spate. Kiana Spate gets the start in her 2nd straight game. Now Nirenberg looking for contact, up with the right, and draws an early foul on Winthrop here in the first 2 minutes.
Nirenberg, good heady play, getting hard to the basket. We'll see that she likes that contact going in, continues to try to work to be smart to get the shot up before the foul.
So Svenja Nirenberg did not start the entire non-conference play, but has now started 3 games in a row. What's given Ronnie Fisher confidence to put his freshman in the lineup?
Well, I really think in the Longwood game, she started blossoming. She had a big game in that game, did a lot of the little things that really made a difference. And those are the things that catch Coach Fisher's eye and all coaches' eyes when you do those things that don't show up on the stat sheet.
Winthrop, 11 underclassmen, just 1 senior. That's Santoro, who has the ball right now. Up top to Whitfield from the free throw line. Winthrop 0 of 2 from the field, and Bolden her first rebound.
You mentioned being young. That's really young. 11 underclassmen, tied with Mercer for the youngest underclass team in the country right now.
Including
Winthrop.
7 freshmen. It's a revamped roster for Lynette Woodard. Now Barber exposes the defense, goes up and is rejected by Whitfield. Able to tip that shot. Winthrop as a club, middle of the pack in scoring defense. They're going to need a great defensive effort tonight to stop Campbell. It comes in averaging 65 a game. Tough floater for Wabudu, and Bolden already 3 early rebounds. This Campbell club clicking on all cylinders, wins in 5 of their last 6, and really gaining more confidence, especially coming off that win over Hampton, as Bolden doubles the lead.
Campbell did a great job that time of ball reversal, really making the defense work and then finding Bolden inside.
Campbell has not been this good at home since 2011, 2012. Almost 8 full years later, and a 7-0 start in this building. Outscoring opponents by 20 points a night, and we're already seeing the bearings of that in the first 4 minutes.
Campbell's really opened up strongly in their defense.
Joshe Whitfield right off the window, and there's your first points for Winthrop.
Whitfield doing a good job that time, getting through, splitting the defender and going to the basket.
Joshe Whitfield is season high in points, 17, and the comeback win over Presbyterian on Saturday. Barber slips it out to Nuremberg, launching a triple. And Santoro touches it last. It's Winthrop basketball. The Eagles at 4-1 in the league. Lynette Woodard, the Olympian, the all-time standout, and the first female Globetrotter in American history. Her program is really clicking, and her lineage is helping out this team.
Oh, she's such a decorated athlete, and she's really beginning to turn the corner now with her program at Winthrop.
Lynette Woodard, arguably the highest scorer in NCAA history, but they didn't keep official stats back when she played. Nonetheless, a 3,000-point scorer in her career at Kansas. Now Ashland Hampton wants to pick up on that trend, gets her own rebound, and a fresh clock for Brittany Staves. Campbell 2 of 7 from the field in this first quarter. And here's the Campbell possession. It'll stay on this end of the floor. Ronnie Fisher, his second season in 4 years with a 5-1 start, but how about that 100th career win at Hampton, maybe his best win of the season?
That was very impressive. You know, a huge win for them on the road. Coach Fisher's team's known for their outstanding defense year in and year out.
And they also have a great shooter, Shai Tooley, her first triple off the bench.
Well, like we said, it doesn't matter if she's starting or if she's off the bench. She's ready and she's got her trigger cocked when she gets that basketball.
Shai Tooley scored 15 points in the win on Saturday. Wabudu with a tough look, and it drops in. Winthrop as a team, 5 starters, all averaging 8 or more points, a balanced lineup. And Anika Riley cuts into a 4-point game as Brittany Staves muscles in. There's a good-looking freshman.
Absolutely. Very strong, physical player. Powers the ball up as she gets to the basket inside.
Here's Michaela Santoro all the way to the hole and stripped. Out of bounds it goes. Winthrop basketball when we come back from the media timeout. Campbell up by 6 in the early goings. Final 4 minutes of the first right after this.
Hard work, a love for the game, is mandatory down here. Sacrifice, a desire to be great, lives down here.
Perez open 3, yes!
Excellence, the will to compete, persists down here.
It's for the win!
This is the Big South, where winners are made.
Geico makes it easy to get help when I need it. With licensed agents available 24/7, it's not just easy. It's having Jerome Bettis on your flag football team easy. Go get him, Bus!
Ooh. Come on, Bus. Come on. Hey, wait. Man, I got the flag. I got your flag, man. I got your flag.
It's Geico Easy, with licensed agents available 24/7.
49-0.
1 point. Discover the new language of travel.
Bon voy.
Marriott Bonvoy. 30 hotel brands, endless experiences. Rewards reimagined.
Musco Lighting. We make it happen.
Whether it's the practice field or weight room, in class or on game day, we compete down here. We put in work, day in and day out, to take a step forward towards degrees, championships. Our goals? Excellence on every level. 11 schools, more than 4,000 student athletes, one attitude. We are the Big South, where winners are made.
Welcome back inside Gore Arena. The band is locked and loaded here in this first quarter. And Campbell up by 6 after our first media timeout. We mentioned Campbell's success. It started on the defensive end. Best field goal and three-point shooting team, facing the best shooting team in Winthrop. How's it played out so far tonight, Coach?
Well, Campbell's defense is holding out right now. Winthrop is yet to get going from an offensive standpoint, but the game is young. But Campbell definitely working hard defensively. Coming off that last game where they held their opponent to 20% shooting from the floor was so impressive for Campbell.
That was the 5th time this year an opponent has scored under 50 points. Whitfield right to the window, gets her own rebound, lays it out. This is Jamison Whitfield, her sister, and Whitfield, Joshe with the rebound. 2 sets of sisters on this program. The Whitfields and also the Hunters.
Unusual to have 2 sets all at one time.
We'll touch on both throughout the night. As here's Anika Riley out to Santoro. Shot clock under 5. Santoro floats, and Barber there for the rebound. How about in all of NCAA basketball, just 20 sets of siblings that play on the same team, and we have 3 in this conference, including 2 for Winthrop.
Really unusual. All in 1 year.
Tooley, right from the elbow, her first miss. Rebound for Jamison Whitfield. Winthrop so far tonight, 2 of 8 from the field. They have traditionally started slow. 5 comeback wins this year.
Really impressive comeback win in their last game with Presbyterian, coming from behind, 17 points.
Riley lays one strong, and Hampton there for the board. Not only great scoring defense for Campbell, they've been killing the rebounds. The highest rebounding margin in the league at plus 15 a game. It almost compounds so much it's tough to beat if you're an opponent.
Well, their depth, I think their depth is just so critically important for Campbell, and makes it hard for others to defend because they have so many weapons on the bench.
Sarania with the traveling turnover. Nonetheless, we've seen Campbell dominate at home this year, and it looks like the keys are in place for this to not just be a short spurt, but a long-term run of success.
They're definitely one of the deepest teams I've seen in Bullis Creek in a long time.
Sitting alongside the Hall of Fame 35-year head coach of Campbell women's basketball, Wanda Watkins. Evan Budrovich with you tonight. Biggest game in the Big South of the evening is Jamison Whitfield, an air ball affected there by the defense of Barber.
Wow, 5 Campbells around the basket to get the rebound that time.
Serrano dribbles through, reverses hands, but traveled. An extra friendly step there for the Portuguese native.
I think she was hoping to get the foul as she split that defense going to the basket that time. Here we get a good look. She splits it.
That Euro step not too kind for Serrano.
Yep.
Let's not forget Luana Serrano now in the positives in assist to turnover ratio. That had been a bugaboo for her in league play. 6 assists, just 1 turnover on Saturday for Luana Serrano.
That's so valuable in a point guard. Control and poise.
This is Kem Wabudu banging bodies, and that's an offensive foul. Brittany Staves, the freshman, takes the charge. Adding to the stats for Campbell this year, they lead the league in charges drawn.
And
another way a coach can be impressed with their team.
That's that truth chart showing up, you know. Here we see Staves getting set, drawing the charge that time.
So there was some ruckus in the Adam Sandler community about not receiving an Academy Award nomination. Brittany Staves may be sliding right in and taking that nominee tonight with her ability to draw the charge.
Moving on up on that one for sure.
2 minutes left in this first quarter. Campbell has led from the start. Now Spate to extend the lead. Barely hits the front rim. Nuremberg the rebound. And a fresh 5 seconds. Clock did not reset.
Campbell looking at a 1-2-2 zone now.
Spate hits the rim this time, and Whitfield the board. Could have sworn it hit the rim the first time, forcing a tough shot. And now Winthrop 0 for their last 5 from the field. Wabudu makes it 0 for 6. And there's Bolden already, coach, with 5 rebounds.
Campbell swarming that defensive glass.
Campbell did not shoot it particularly well, just 35% at Hampton, yet they won by 37. Tonight they're shooting 33%. Up comfortably in the first. Shot clock under 10 for Spate. Serrano gets to the hole. Can't finish. Rebound, a tough one from Wabudu. Whitfield finds Wabudu. Winthrop dying for a bucket. And another offensive foul. Second on Kem Wabudu, the sophomore from Elmont, New York. And Bolden draws the charge.
Big play for Campbell. 2 back-to-back charges on the same player, drawing another foul. Bolden definitely set that time, taking that one.
What do you love about the reaction there of Bolden, who immediately knows how important that play is?
Well, you know, you want to have a team that prides themselves on team defense. And, hey, you're putting your body out there on the line. You're doing that for your team. That's exciting when you get those calls, when you work hard to get it. What a beautiful pass.
Now Bolden goes right to work, breaking a 4-minute scoring drought.
Beautiful pass by Carver, threading the needle with her left hand that time over her right shoulder.
Taya Bolden up to 4 points and 5 rebounds. Now Whitfield launches a long triple. Tatiana Carver lets it roll out of bounds. And Winthrop has now missed their last 7 shots. Lynette Woodard searching for answers, the head coach of Winthrop in this first quarter.
Campbell's defense really holding up strongly now, holding Winthrop to 16% from the floor.
This is Marissa Cantrell, the other senior on the roster. Just 2 seniors for Winthrop. Youngest team in the country, 11 underclassmen. Bolden goes right to work, drawing the foul, and close to a 3-point play. What has inspired Taya Bolden tonight?
Well, I think that charge has got a little bit of something to do with that, but she's just playing hard for her team and playing with a lot of enthusiasm, really working hard and playing explosive that time, going to the basket with her back to the basket.
The last time these teams met down in Rock Hill, Bolden was dominant like this.
Yeah, she goes in, makes a pivot, turns the other way. Good move drawing the foul.
Taya Bolden down in Rock Hill, 22 points and 21 rebounds. That was the most combined in Campbell history. New point guard in there, Sydney Buckley, lays it in the middle and stolen by Spate. Campbell can hold for the final shot after limiting Winthrop to just 4 points in this first quarter. Clock down to 5 for Carver. Carver blows by Whitfield, a nice tip. Buckley looks up and the clock runs out to close out the first. Campbell's offense cooking early and their defense securing the lead after 1 quarter of play.
Yeah, Serrano coming off a beautiful screen that time. There's the kick out to Tooley, knocking that one dead. See Serrano and Barber both making heads-up plays that time.
Campbell surrendered just 4 points in the first quarter, and it was their tenacious defense leading the way. Campbell up 9 through 1 quarter of play, and certainly coming off their largest win in the conference this year. Campbell has taken advantage early on and held Winthrop to a slow start in this first half.
Her defense is coming up big. You know, holding them to 4 points, 16% from the floor. They're taking up right where they left off in that last game with Hampton, holding them to 20.4% from the floor.
Taya Bolden leading the way with 5 points and 5 rebounds for Campbell tonight. Now Sydney Buckley in this Winthrop offense, the highest field goal shooting team in the league, searching for answers in this first half. Nice dribble drive by Cantrell, but nowhere to go. Cantrell, the senior, cuts into the key, slips it out to Jamison Whitfield. Fall away 8-footer, and a quick start for Winthrop.
Good patience by Winthrop that time, working to get the good shot down along the baseline.
Winthrop, their starting lineups average 50 points per game. They need production from the bench today, as Tooley's wide open. And a great find from a freshman.
Super pass, too. Really super pass there.
And a foul on Carver up away from the basket. That's just the first foul for Campbell this entire game. Really making life tough for Winthrop.
Really pretty pass from Nuremberg.
So Carver with a turnover, right back the other way.
Watch the ball reversal by Campbell and then the duck in inside by the post.
And it starts in the post, kicking it around. Shot clock's hit 10. Nuremberg forced to shoot from the baseline. And her first shot results in a miss.
Both teams being patient offensively.
Buckley trapped in the corner, sets up Langstaff, and an air ball for Winthrop. Winthrop struggled to shoot, but Campbell's had no trouble getting good shots.
Yeah, here's a good one right here on this backdoor cut. Pretty pass by Nuremberg inside to Tooley.
Campbell led by Serrano, 4 assists in this first half on 6 made buckets. That's a coach's dream every night.
Yeah, she's a big difference maker for Campbell right now. Just really poised, heady point guard, just staying under control, keeping her team under control.
Serrano trying to find Hampton, and there's a turnover. Second of the night for Lou Serrano. So Winthrop's had this uncanny ability of coming back in ball games, outscoring Presbyterian by 15 in the final quarter to move to 4-1. What must they do tonight, besides the obvious of scoring, to get back into this game?
Yeah, I just think they need to continue to be patient, maybe force some turnovers down the stretch, and like we talked about, not give Campbell second shots because their first ones are good enough.
Wabudu trying to find Cantrell. She draws the foul, and a heady play from the senior out of Atlanta, Georgia.
You know, Winthrop did in that last game, they were able to force 10 turnovers to Presbyterian in the last 10 minutes of that game. So they're a hardy team, just never quitting.
Foul on Shai Tooley, her first. And boy, Cantrell has fine memories of playing this Campbell club. A career-high 16 points in her last meeting with Campbell.
Season high for her, I believe, last year.
This season has only scored in double figures once. But Winthrop will need the bench production tonight, down 8 in this first half, to the nation's 6th best scoring defense. So Campbell jumps ahead. We saw that in the first quarter, up 9. Yet they've only scored 2 points in the second quarter. Winthrop clamping down on the defensive end and forcing more turnovers. This is Jamison Whitfield with it, up ahead and stolen by Barber. And Barber's fouled. So a bailout call on Destiny Jamison Whitfield, the Sumter, South Carolina native. How about the intelligence of Barber there to get out of trouble?
Yeah, getting it back for her team. She does the little things well. You ever see her read that pass? You can see her backing down the floor ready to take that one away and really being strong because they tripled up on her there.
Barber bouncing her into the paint, drawing contact, and a chance for 2 free throws for Haley Barber.
Interestingly enough, the one that got it back gets to the free throw line at the other end.
Something to be said about the ball finding you with some hard effort. And Haley Barber, who has struggled to shoot, she'll be the first to admit it here in league play, just 30%. Her impact, however, has been much more than just scoring.
Well, that young lady realizes that there are more important things, and she's not going to worry about that shot. She's got to keep taking it, as she did here, getting to the free throw line. Just as good as a layup, getting to the free throw line for Barber.
Because Barber's only scoring 6 points a game in the conference, and yet, with their preseason all-conference player not at her peak offensively, this team outscoring their opponents by 16 a night. That's a testament to the depth.
It absolutely is, and you know, you can't worry about, there we go again.
And there she is drawing a charge. That's her second drawn charge of the night. Something about that truth chart. There must be some prize at the end of the tunnel or something like that.
Yeah.
Because this Campbell team has already drawn 3 charges tonight.
Yeah. Watch her here. Getting her feet in position. Very square. Good solid take.
This game may be the bigger picture of why Campbell is top 10 in scoring defense.
Beautiful.
Hampton, meanwhile, takes advantage herself.
Beautiful ball reversal by Campbell to find that low post player again. Ducking back in.
Campbell now up 12, largest lead of the night. Sydney Buckley, the sophomore point guard, searching for answers.
Campbell really up in the defensive ante.
Langstaff trying to back down from the three-point line. Buckley with a good shot fake and loses the ball, but gets it right back. Clock did not reset. Down to 4. Let's see if Winthrop can take advantage. Wabudu in the post. And a 3-second in the key called on Kem Wabudu. A turnover for Winthrop. And now the Eagles, they have more turnovers than points scored in this first half.
About 7, 8.
In fact, 4 turnovers in this quarter alone. And for a team that shoots the ball so well, really struggling to score. If you're Lynette Woodard, where the answer is going to come from?
Oh.
Hampton again in the post. Her second straight layup.
Good pick by Hampton. Roll, and of course Barber's going to find you when you're open out there.
Keep in mind, Campbell 6 assists on 8 made baskets. Winthrop, meanwhile, more turnovers than points tonight. Langstaff trying to change that. A tough floater is short, and Barber there for the rebound.
Barber is all over the place tonight.
6-0 Campbell run. Serrano tries to add to it. Setting up Price, the freshman. And a triple extends the lead to 17. Timeout Winthrop. We'll take the timeout as well. Campbell cooking on an 11-1 run here on ESPN+.
Hard work, a love for the game, is mandatory down here. Sacrifice, a desire to be great, lives down here.
Perez open 3, yes!
Excellence, the will to compete, persists down here.
For the win!
This is the Big South, where winners are made.
Geico makes it easy to get help when I need it. With licensed agents available 24/7, it's not just easy. It's having Jerome Bettis on your flag football team easy. Go get him, Bus!
Ooh. Come on, Bus. Come on. Hey, wait. Man, I got the flag. I got your flag, man. I got your flag.
It's Geico Easy, with licensed agents available 24/7.
49-0.
1 point.
One boy.
Bonvoy. Discover the new language of travel.
Bonvoy.
Marriott Bonvoy. 30 hotel brands, endless experiences, rewards reimagined.
Musco Lighting. We make it happen.
Whether it's the practice field or weight room, in class or on game day, we compete down here. We put in work, day in and day out, to take a step forward towards degrees, championships. Our goals? Excellence on every level. 11 schools, more than 4,000 student athletes, one attitude. We are the Big South, where winners are made.
Campbell dominant here at home, looking to move to 8-0 inside Gore Arena, 17-point lead. Fueling that effort tonight has been the defense, and Ronnie Fisher's club is among the nation's leaders in scoring defense. Elite programs like Baylor, like, of course, Arizona and Georgia Tech, and then look who's 6th in the country, the Camels. What has allowed this team from Bowie's Creek to be so good defensively?
Well, they're so unselfish, they're so together, and they understand the concept of playing for each other. They do it well, and they do it up and down their bench, night in and night out.
Campbell led the country in scoring defense 3 years ago, and they're right up among the nation's leaders so far through 15 games. And what's even more impressive tonight, they're on an 11-1 run where they have forced more turnovers than Winthrop has scored points in this first half.
And on top of that, they're shooting the ball about 45% from the floor as well. They seem to be hitting on all cylinders.
Big challenge for the Winthrop Eagles, trying to move to 5-1 in the league. It'd be their best start since 2013. Although the Eagles, they're just 3 of 15 from the field. New guard Myra Strickland comes in, and Strickland is blocked by Hampton. Rinse, wash, and repeat for this Campbell defense.
Hampton doing a good job of watching that ball in, not fouling the shooter.
So Santoro triggers it in. And these are huge minutes for Strickland. She played a season high 19 in the last win over PC. Langstaff comes up strong, and the shooting woes continue for Winthrop. Meanwhile, for Campbell, they're shooting 45% in this game. The assists, 7 of them on 9 buckets. Nearly a flawless offensive performance. And Barber draws the armbar foul on Santoro.
Yeah, Campbell's shooting 40% from three-point territory as well, about 10% better than their team average. As I said, they just seem to be hitting on all cylinders. A good shot of Hampton getting a piece of that one.
Now Brittany Staves working her way into the key, drawing contact, and that's an offensive foul. Boy, if you're on Nana Rivers' side, our umpire on that far side of the floor, a lot of charges drawn, and both these teams being physical.
Yeah, great defensive effort that time by Winthrop.
Winthrop Eagles, this is a team that 2 years ago did not win a road contest. And here they are, 4-3 on the road, playing much better as of late, but the woes really exposed here tonight. Whitfield launches and misses a 3. Hampton the rebound.
Not a bad look for Whitfield that time.
Campbell an 11-1 run here in the last 5 minutes. Granted, the scoring for Campbell has not been prolific tonight, but Winthrop is struggling to get double figures in this first half. Almost a sense of paralysis by analysis if you're Lynette Woodard and her staff talking on the bench.
Watch for the inside backside look if she doesn't go.
And Hampton gets the friendly roll.
Good left hand by Hampton.
Because at some point, right, if you're Winthrop in this game, you can only emphasize the same thing over and over. There has to be an adjustment made on the court. And it's been a struggle for these Eagles that have been flying, soaring high. 4 of their last 5 wins. A miss by Jamison, gets her own rebound, but Hampton there to clean up the miss by Whitfield.
Hand check. Can't lay both on her.
Winthrop now nearing the bonus. And they haven't scored in 4 minutes, so Campbell is going to get free throws here coming up. There's your 15th foul. And there's a look at Svenja Nuremberg, the starter who comes back in.
Campbell, you know, they've already undressed everybody but a couple players already. What great depth they have and what strength they have coming in off their bench.
And Barber, the leader in that group, the senior captain, one of 5 captains on this team. Yet if you were to poll this group, who would they look to first? It would be Haley Barber, the senior from the Greensboro area.
No doubt about it.
As she heads to the bench with 3.5 minutes left in this first half. How do you handle the frustration if you're Winthrop, kind of the lack of ability to score, especially as it compounds late in the second quarter?
Well, you just got to stay with it. You know, it's not over till it's over. There's a lot of time left in the game. You want to try to make up for some lost ground and try to pick up some momentum somewhere along the way and then build on it. Obviously, they're a hardy team.
Strickland with the air ball, and that's affected by Campbell.
To come with the comeback win that they had last game. Campbell's got to continue to try to keep their poise.
Nuremberg slips to Thule. Baseline jumper is pure.
Nuremberg's making some nice passes to her teammates tonight.
Santoro almost lost it. Lucky to get that out to Wabudu.
Good job to hold on that time by Santoro.
And Riley trying to break the scoring drought. We have a foul on Santoro pushing off Serrano.
That's a good call by the official. He really had his eye on that early. Have to see that coming early, and he did.
Campbell now in the bonus, so free throws as well. And the gift that keeps on giving if you're Campbell. Largest lead of the night, a 17-1 run. And to put these numbers into perspective, Winthrop hasn't scored since the 6-minute mark of this second quarter. Luana Serrano to the line. And in the presence of dead silence, a free throw miss. Campbell was 6 of 9 now from the line. That is an area, however, if Campbell wants to keep winning, they have to improve on that 65% mark on the season.
It's just one of those things you have to keep working on it. The more you talk about it sometimes, the worse it can get. Not that 65% is terrible by any means, but just something that you want to brush up on, and I'm sure they're getting extra time in here working on that in the off hours.
4 bench players on the floor for Winthrop. The lone starter is Riley, number 21. She sets the pick for Whitfield. Now Jamison Whitfield, a long 3. Winthrop breaks a 5-minute scoring drought.
Well, now they want to try to build on that momentum the last couple minutes before halftime.
That was a 16-3 run for Campbell. Spate finding Nuremberg, the freshman. And as we hit the last 2 minutes of this half, it has been all Campbell from the start. Carter with a long 3. Good rebound, Whitfield. Remember, Winthrop 43% from the field. They're the best shooting team in this league. Wabudu, a long 2. Whitfield trying to crash for the rebound. Knocks Spate to the floor. And some inadvertent contact will send Campbell to the free throw line with 1:35 left in the second.
Campbell working to take advantage of these free throw opportunities down the stretch here, coming into halftime. Continuing to try to work to build their lead at the free throw line.
Campbell today 7 of 10 from the line. In their loss here at home, Winthrop doubled Campbell in free throw shooting. That was a 59-46 win last season. It may be a Herculean effort for Winthrop to reach 59 tonight, but we're seeing Campbell really start to click offensively. Back comes Sydney Buckley. Winthrop scored 4 points in the first quarter, only 6 here in the second. Buckley trying to change that, and Tooley the rebound.
Tough break for Buckley that time. She got a head and shoulders step towards the basket.
Tooley coast to coast with a miss, and Buckley secures the basketball. Back and forth we go, final minute. Buckley through the trees, stolen by Tooley. Tooley weaving, dancing, shooting. Rebound Winthrop. Campbell's fewest points they've allowed in the half this year was 13. That was on Saturday. Right now with 10 as Riley cuts that down to 1. Anika Riley, we're up to 4 points to lead Winthrop in scoring.
Riley really a good shooter for her team.
Lob into Bolden, fades from the traffic, setting up Spate, nailing the triple.
Good gutsy play by Bolden, popping the ball back out on the perimeter when she got doubled up on inside.
Largest lead of the game for Campbell. Try to move to 8-0 at home this season. Winthrop down to 5 seconds left in the half. In the hands of Buckley. How about this triple? Barely touched the backboard, and that ends half number 1. It was the passing of this Campbell offense. A 21-5 run, dominant in the first half.
Campbell really showing some of their offensive poise here. Great team effort.
Welcome back to the Geico Halftime Report here inside Gore Arena. Campbell putting on a defensive showcase here through 20 minutes of play. 24-point lead at the break, holding Winthrop to their lowest first half total of the season. And it's Campbell's best defensive first half of the year. So Campbell up 24, trying to move to 6-1 in league play alongside the Hall of Fame coach, Juana Watkins, Evan Budrovich with you. And tonight, Campbell has lived up to its pillars. Top 10 scoring defense in the league. They've forced a handful of turnovers with 9, and they've held Winthrop to just 18% shooting.
Yeah, I mean, they're on all cylinders tonight. They're shooting the ball extremely well, close to 50% from the floor, and holding them to under 20%. And also, you can tell that they're really playing well from an offensive standpoint, shooting well, but also complementing each other with 10 assists already.
Campbell so far in this half, offensively, has been balanced. 46% shooting. In fact, 9 different players have scored, led by their bench again. Shai Thule was 7. And when your bench is scoring, they're plus 10 in the paint. Really, there hasn't been too many red flags from this first half.
No, there really hasn't. Thule did well coming in off the bench. Hampton, another player who played really well for them. And also Bolden, pulling down 7 rebounds with her 5 points. Just in and out, players step it up when they come in off the bench and really help their team gain more progress. The depth shows up night in and night out for Campbell.
Taking some time to read a book during this halftime report. When we come back, we'll read some numbers and get you all caught up on the first half. Campbell up 24 here at the break. Reminder, fans, Geico is a proud sponsor of the Big South Conference. For the best rates, book with Geico today by visiting BigSouthSports.com/Geico. Campbell up 24 here at the break. And in the first half, it was the Campbell offense clicking early on, led by their sophomore, Luana Serrano.
Yeah, not one, but all. Just great versatility by Campbell. Good fluidness in their offense. Here we see Winthrop get in for a pretty layup.
Whitfield with their first points after starting down 5-0. And then the threes started falling. Winthrop with Riley looked to respond. The Eagles only had 4 points in the first quarter, and it was easy money for Campbell in the paint.
Yeah, good lift by Campbell from their bench. Seeing it time and time again.
How about drawing 5 charges in the first half as well? There's a couple.
Just great team defense.
Winthrop led by 4 points from Riley, 5 points from Jamison Whitfield. And then when the bench is cooking like this with Shai Thule, 7 points off the bench for Campbell.
Yeah, great pass by Nuremberg. Another charge by Barber, getting her feet in place.
Yeah, Barber drew 2 fouls in that half alone. And then Faith Price heats up off the bench, 3 of the 18 points from the reserves. And Nuremberg showing some good vision, finding Thule twice in the half.
Here's another good kick out by her. But they're connecting on a pretty 3 downtown.
That 3 broke a 17-0 run for Campbell, much needed. And then late in the half, Spate heated up, extend the lead to 24 points. That's tough to ask for if you're Winthrop. So we know the Eagles are a good comeback team. It's going to be tough in this half number 2. When we come back, more from the Geico halftime report. Campbell up 24 here at the break. Marriott Bonvoy, a proud sponsor of the Big South Conference. Head to BigSouthSports.com/Marriott, the official hotel partner of the Big South Conference. Campbell's back on the floor shooting at halftime, and why not? 36 points in the first half. You look at the first half stats. Campbell connecting all over the field, red hot at 46%, and holding Winthrop, who is the highest field goal percent shooting team in the league, to just 5 of 27. And Coach Wanda Watkins, you have to be impressed with Campbell forcing those 9 turnovers and also the 10 assists on only 12 made baskets.
Yeah, 9 of their players scored. Just a great all-out team effort by Campbell at both ends of the floor.
That's a dominant halftime stat if you're Campbell, trying to move to 6-1 in the league. And why that's important, especially tonight, there's some shakeups in the Big South Conference. And as we dive into the, let's say, the third, quarter point of the season, Asheville at 5-1. They are losing to Charleston Southern right now in the fourth quarter, who has not won a game in the league. There's just about a minute left, so Asheville might fall to 5-2. The winner of this game will move into first place tonight, and unless something changes, Coach, it's going to be Campbell at 6-1 in the league.
Well, I tell you, they're on all cylinders in that first half. Another half like that could really make it tough for Winthrop. And this one.
When you were a coach, did you ever scoreboard watch at halftime? Did you pull out your phone or have someone shoot you a message, a little carrier pigeon, if you will?
Not really. Not really. As soon as the game was over, we were checking it, though, down the stretch, for sure.
Well, let's see what comes up for us. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, the start of half number 2. Campbell and Winthrop here on ESPN+.
Hard work, a love for the game, is mandatory down here. Sacrifice, a desire to be great, lives down here.
Perez open 3, yes!
Excellence, the will to compete, persists down here.
For the win!
This is the Big South, where winners are made.
Geico makes it easy to get help when I need it. With licensed agents available 24/7, it's not just easy. It's having Jerome Bettis on your flag football team easy. Go get him, Bus!
Ooh. Come on, Bus. Come on. Hey, wait. Man, I got the flag. I got your flag, man. I got your flag.
It's Geico Easy, with licensed agents available 24/7.
49-0.
Bom boy.
Musco Lighting. We make it happen.
Welcome back inside Gore Arena. We talk about the unpredictability of this league. Well, how about tonight? Charleston Southern, they're 0-5 in the league until now, beating UNC Asheville 60-48. And Radford on a last-second defensive stop wins at Longwood. So the two teams who were right with Campbell at the top of the league have now lost, and the smorgasbord of teams have come together in the middle of this pack.
Makes this Campbell game right here even more important.
You have Campbell at 5-1, their best start in 3 years. Winthrop at 4-1, winners in 6 of their last 7. And yet, through 20 minutes, it's been all Campbell, yet to trail. Largest lead of today has been 24 points, which we sit to start the second half. Haley Barber looks to extend the lead, bouncing to Bolden, grinding in the paint, and swearing it out to Spade. How about the armbar foul there of Jashay Whitfield, our sophomore player to watch coming in.
I tell you, Barber's so smart as the shot clock's winding down there, drawing the foul. Just a heady player for Campbell.
Winthrop, 11 fouls in this game. Campbell, just 3. Now Bolden sizing up Wabudu. Can't finish, but a good look at the key for Bolden. Winthrop, meanwhile, 5 of 27 shooting in the first half. Lynette Woodard, who scored 3,600 points in her career, must have had a long halftime discussion with her club as Bolden comes up with the steal. Coach, that's her team high 22nd steal of the year.
Making it look easy out there, huh?
Not only the steals, but 5 points and 7 rebounds tonight for Taya Bolden, the Richmond native. No rush for this Campbell offense either. Nuremberg to Bolden, lays it off the window.
Hey, that's pretty. Pretty pass, another pretty pass by Nuremberg. He's really beginning to blossom for Campbell.
The freshman starts in 4 of her last 5 games, and the results are paying off with her 3rd assist tonight. Now Langstaff off the screen, trying to find some answers. Winthrop came in shooting red hot, 42%. And the shots are not falling. Anika Riley with a step back too, and that's a beauty.
You know, incidentally, Riley shoots really well, leads the league in field goal percentage at 55% from the floor. Excuse me, 58% from the floor.
Especially in league play where she's averaging 10 a night. And yet, no answer for this Campbell defense that gives up just 40 a game, and they're sitting at 14 right now. Bolden muscles, lays it up, and 4 early points in the 3rd for Bolden.
Bolden really looking comfortable inside.
She's up to 9, and a quick response from Jashay Whitfield. First transition points for Winthrop.
Yeah, they pulled that through the net and moved the ball quickly up the floor.
By the time Bolden had a chance to congratulate herself, Winthrop with its first bucket in the key. Serrano sizing up Flagstaff, setting up Bolden. Taya wasting no time and is stripped. Santoro the steal. Out ahead to Whitfield. Joshe to the key. Wabudu goes up.
Another good fast break for Winthrop that time.
So we see Winthrop speed up the pace and a 4-0 run for the Eagles. Winthrop trying to move to 5-1 in the league. Looking to slow down this Campbell team as Langstaff the rebound on the Barber miss. Now Winthrop a chance to gain confidence. Santoro, the senior guard, making her 50th career start. Lays it up for Riley. And a chance for Wabudu to continue her hot shooting ways.
Hey, Winthrop says, hey, we're here to play.
The New York native, 6 points in this half, and now Winthrop on a 6-0 run. Bolden is busy drawing attention to the post. And a foul down low on Anika Riley, the Charlotte native. And Bolden's going to head to the bench early in this third quarter. Taya Bolden, by the way, 9 points, 7 rebounds, nearing that double-double that she has been living on this year. The leader in this league in double-doubles, plays for Longwood. She's got 4 on the season. Bolden has 2 herself. Shot clock down to 2. Staves launches. And a great defensive rebound by Sydney Hunter as Santoro is fouled. Serrano commits her first.
Winthrop coming up big the last 3 times down the floor, getting those defensive stops and converting at the opposite end of the floor.
Maybe Winthrop saw that Asheville Charleston Southern score at halftime. The 0-5 Buccaneers just defeated the 5-1 Asheville Bulldogs.
Lots of parity in this league.
Nonetheless, Winthrop, they've won 4 of their last 5, and it's been a scoring flurry for the Eagles. Yet tonight, the offense has been tough to come by until the third. Serrano takes the charge. That's the 6th offensive foul for Winthrop.
Wow, a lot of contact there. Definitely. Almost looked like Serrano twisted her ankle that time. Scary.
Insult to injury, except Campbell takes the benefit of the charge. Tatiana Carver comes in for Serrano here. Setting up Spade. 3 is strong. Defensive board for Langstaff. All of a sudden, Winthrop yet to miss a shot from the field this quarter. There's your first miss. A strong shot by Hall, but a foul on Campbell, boxing out. Brittany Staves commits the harm. And we've seen Winthrop really come alive here out of the halftime break.
Well, they're hardy, you know. 4 or 5 now from the floor. Really getting some momentum to move in their direction. They're fighting.
It's a long tree to climb. Don't tell Jamison Whitfield with the miss. Here comes Carver up the floor. Campbell in this quarter just 2 of 6 shooting after making nearly 50% in the first half. And we have an offensive foul on Staves. 2 quick fouls for the freshman out of Raleigh. And Campbell turns it over.
Big momentum shift here.
It seems like Winthrop just needs a chance to stay alive in this game. Trailing by as many as 26 here in the third. Now they've held Campbell scoreless in the last 2.5 minutes. The other end of the equation is the offense, and that's got to click here for the Eagles. Santoro looks to lead the charge. Laying it off for Jamison Whitfield. Gets her own rebound and bounces it home.
Well, another good second shot opportunity for Winthrop that time. And they're whittling down.
Hampton in the post trying to break an 8-0 run. Setting up Carver. Whoa, that's way off. Hampton gets a rebound. Let's try it again if you're Campbell. And the shot clock back up to 20. Hampton on a tough catch. Santoro the strip. Here come the Eagles. This is Hall, fresh off the bench, the freshman out of New York. Langstaff got away with a drag of her pivot foot. Hall for three, an air ball. And the shot's just not falling. 1 of 6 from long range for Winthrop. And this is a team that leads the league in three-point shooting.
Yeah, it's a crazy game sometimes.
Then again, a lot of streaks have gone silent here in Bowie's Creek, where Campbell is undefeated, 7-0 at home. And we have a timeout called by Ronnie Fisher. That'll extend to a media timeout. Final 4 minutes of this third quarter. Campbell up by 18.
Hard work, a love for the game, is mandatory down here. Sacrifice, a desire to be great, lives down here.
Perez open three, yes!
Excellence, the will to compete, persists down here.
For the win!
This is the Big South, where winners are made.
Geico makes it easy to get help when I need it. With licensed agents available 24/7, it's not just easy. It's having Jerome Bettis on your flag football team easy. Go get him, Bus!
Ooh. Come on, Bus. Come on. Hey, wait. Man, I got the flag. I got your flag, man. I got your flag.
It's Geico Easy, with licensed agents available 24/7.
49-0.
One point.
Discover the new language of travel.
Bon voy.
Marriott Bonvoy. 30 hotel brands, endless experiences, rewards reimagined.
Musco Lighting. We make it happen.
This Big South Conference broadcast is brought to you in part by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com today. Marriott, the official hotel partner of the Big South Conference. And Sunbelt Rentals. We have equipment for that.
Campbell has been dominant here at home this year. A 7-0 mark, their best start in 8 years, and a team led by their defense. And again, Coach, 6th in the country in scoring defense. A chance to continue that bottom trend of top 20 scoring defense.
It's impressive. And it's not just this year. It's been each year that Coach Fisher's been here that we're seeing those defensive numbers. Just a great trademark that he's had, and his teams pride themselves on their defense. It's paying off for them tonight.
Campbell in the last 2 games has given up a total of 75 points. Here they are holding Winthrop, the best field goal shooting team in the league, to just 22 points. Now Winthrop going deep into its bench, trying to find some answers. Thule out to Spate with a shot clock down to 3. Nuremberg lets it fly, and the shots keep falling.
A lot of weapons. Campbell has a lot of weapons.
Amani Elliott, the freshman guard, comes in. Rare minutes for Amani. She's played just 1 minute all year in conference. Laying it off to Torrey Hall. And here Winthrop, they're going so deep into the bench if you're Lynette Woodard, trying to find any answer in this third quarter. Elliott to the hole is swatted away. Hampton on the block. Hampton digging for the ball, and it's last touched by Winthrop. Campbell basketball on a great defensive effort. And it all gets started by Svenja Nuremberg. Campbell up 21, led by their freshman here in this third quarter.
Yeah, we've seen her make some beautiful passes. There's a great three-point shot.
The Winthrop Eagles playing some great basketball coming into this game. Huge wins over NC Central and UNCW. And coaches, you find, remember, this team has tradition. 2014 conference champs. What must this year's team 5 years later do to resurrect some of those memories?
Well, they just kind of got to grow up. You know, they're one of the youngest teams in the country, and right now they're just trying to gain experience. I'm sure they're going to be even better come March.
The Winthrop Eagles far surpassing their 7th place pick in the preseason poll. Much like Campbell, even with this dominant start, they were selected 4th in the league. Fresh off that run to the championship final. Hampton lays it up in a quick deuce.
Super ball reversal, finding the low post player. Big trademark for them tonight.
Ronnie Fisher out of a timeout stops the Winthrop 8-0 run. And now Amani Elliott, the freshman from Fayetteville, just 30 minutes here from Bowie's Creek, is stripped loose. Serrano swats it to midcourt. Now a loose ball over the place, and Winthrop comes up with it. Reversal by Jamison. Whitfield, no. Hampton the rebound.
Wow, it looked like a hot potato there for a few minutes.
And it tasted like a baked potato the way Winthrop's been shooting, just 26%. Leaving Barber open. Boy, she needs that. Struggling in conference play. And a clang of a three. For how well Barber's playing, Hampton the steal this time. You almost wonder if it's getting in her head. She's made just 1 3 in 16 attempts in conference.
Well, you know, a lot of players, when they get down like that offensively and they're shooting, it takes away from the rest of the game. I think she's playing even harder in the rest of her game, which speaks well of her. It'll come.
Ronnie Fisher knows his preseason all-conference senior in Haley Barber needs to find ways to contribute around the court. We've seen that tonight. Barber has drawn 3 charges. She has 3 assists and no turnovers. Now Haley looks for points, and there you go.
She heard you, Evan.
Telepathic communication. Speaking of 90s night here in Bowie's Creek. Trying to think the best way I could talk to her back in the 90s. Maybe instant message. Carrier pigeon's still my favorite, but I don't know if that translates. Michaela Santoro, such a crafty player, but a miss.
Tough break for Winthrop there.
That's a shot she'd love to have back. Serrano drawing contact. That's now the 3rd time Santoro has drawn a foul on a very similar play. Contact with players driving in, and credit to Campbell right here.
Well, I think she's a little antsy there, having missed that layup down at the other end of the floor, but see her draw the foul.
And now Campbell in the bonus for these final minute and a half of the 3rd quarter. We talked about free throw shooting. Campbell right now in league play just 61%. If there's any Achilles heel for this 5-1 club, it might be right at that stripe.
Well, they're doing well tonight. 77% from the line tonight.
2 for 2 for Serrano as the lead stretches back to 27. How about Campbell out of that timeout? Faith Price comes in a 9-0 run, responding to a Winthrop 8-0 run.
Yeah.
All it took was 1 timeout by Ronnie Fisher, and how did things change so quickly?
It's amazing.
Jamison Whitfield jukes out Price, wants contact, and a late foul called. That's on Svenja Nuremberg with the blocking foul.
Yeah, definitely a little body contact that time with Serrano.
I love the move by Jamison Whitfield as well, getting to the hole.
Yeah.
Destiny battled some injuries early this year, but the Sumter South Carolina native has been back in conference play.
She and her sister are instrumental in leading this Winthrop team.
Remember, one of 5 starters averaging at least 9 a game. Tonight, she's got 8 to lead all scorers for Winthrop. Makes both from the line, heads to the bench. Now Sydney Buckley comes in for Winthrop. This is the end of a grueling stretch where both teams have now played 5 conference games in the span of 2 weeks.
A lot of games. When you play 20 games, you got to do that, and it takes a toll after a while.
McNamara Clement gets her first minutes for Campbell off the bench. Barber spins, lays it up, and floats it home.
Nice move by Barber that time. Picking her team up offensively.
Haley Barber up to 8 points. A long 3 is missed by Winthrop, And guess who's there to track down the rebound? The senior.
All over the place, Barber.
Saranya wants more. Campbell in his third quarter, 50% from the field. That's how you respond with a big lead. McNamara Clement extends it.
Ball reversal, look inside.
29-point lead for Campbell. They've made their last 3 shots.
You know, you talk about all these games that they're playing with this 20-game schedule.
Oh, nice finish. Wabudu with a response.
Campbell, I think their depth has really played big into this. You know, it gets grueling. But they play so many people. It's such an asset.
Saranya in the closing seconds, setting up Barber. She would
There
love
it
a
is.
3 right here. And a miss to end the quarter, not minus a great shooting third. Campbell now up by 27.
Seeing Barber all over the place tonight, playing both ends of the floor well. Here we see a couple nice clips of her offensively getting to the basket.
$14 assists for Campbell tonight. Maybe none better than our precision forward play of the game.
Beautiful player. Beautiful player pass from the perimeter inside. Gets better with every look.
What about the intelligence of the freshman Nuremberg to put that in the perfect spot for Thule?
Freshman to sophomore. How about that?
Is that something you can teach, or how does that happen so quickly if you're spending Nuremberg there on the bench?
Well, she's definitely got a good innate ability to make that pass with her size out on the perimeter.
Campbell now up 27. The nation's 6th-ranked scoring defense putting on a display tonight. And this is facing no chop liver. Winthrop, a great field goal percentage team at 45% a game. Tonight, just 29%. Now Whitfield launches along to, they call it a 3. And Whitfield on the board with a triple.
Good shot by Whitfield.
Whitfield up to 6 points. Jamison Whitfield, her sister, has 9. That's been the bulk of the scoring for Winthrop tonight. Faith Price for the men's line rattles out.
Oh, in all the way and back out, huh?
That's a clean look for Faith Price, the freshman.
She can shoot it.
Remember, Winthrop had that 8-0 run to cut this game back to 20. Campbell has bursted out of the gate since. A 10-3 swing. Now Winthrop looking for answers in this fourth quarter. Through the hands of Riley. Winthrop cannot save it, and a turnover for the Eagles, their 13th of the night.
Just a little frustration by Winthrop there.
The Eagles knew how important this game was coming in. They've won 6 of their last 7, and the winner of this game tonight moves into first place in the Big South. Barring a monumental collapse, Campbell's going to be 6-1 in the league. That's their best start since Ronnie Fisher's team was the number 2 seed 3 years ago. Shot clock winding under 10. Price sizing up the defense. Now Carver, a bailout triple off the front rim. And Whitfield there to clean it up.
They got numbers.
If only for half a second, and then this Campbell defense clamps down.
Oh, good pass.
Wabudu right off the window.
Good pass there by Whitfield.
So Winthrop just their 7th assist of the evening. Wabudu in the post has been part of an offense that has been living in the paint. 12 points in the paint tonight. Campbell has doubled Winthrop in that category with 24. All the starters on the bench for Campbell right now, and here's a steal for Wabudu. Throws it away to Carver, and a fresh 30 for Campbell. And they'll waste no time. Spate for 3. The shots keep falling here in the second half.
McNamara Clement with a good pass from the interior back outside to Spate for the 3 that time.
8 points for Spate. And now Campbell prepares its platoon of starters to come back in. We have a defensive foul on Campbell away from the ball. It's Kiana Spate with her first. It's almost like Ronnie Fisher is pouring kerosene on the fire. Here come the starters back in.
It's going to be a little frustrating as an opposing coach to look over there and see 5 more coming in. And you know what they're capable of doing with the 5 that were just on the floor.
It's almost Group A and Group B. It's not much of a difference. Serrano pokes it loose.
Reminds me of the Dean Smith days and the platooning the blue and white teams.
This team doesn't have a nickname for themselves off the bench, but it is definitely a plug in and go ahead and play. Serrano got away with the travel there.
Campbell's really doing a good job moving the ball in their offense.
Serrano into the key, right to the window.
You got to like that young point guard for Campbell if you're Ronnie Fisher.
7 points now in 23 minutes for Serrano. Winthrop in desperate need of some answers. They have just 5 points here in the fourth. Another steal by Serrano. Barber is running through the pack, setting up Thule. Oh, wanted to find Nuremberg and a turnover. Flagstaff up ahead to Whitfield. Strong, rebound, and finish for Langstaff.
Good extra effort by Langstaff that time, seeing that one through.
That's her first points, thanks to the Campbell turnover. 6 minutes to go. Serrano was blocked. Great rejection by Destiny Jamison Whitfield. Campbell has not been afraid to drive to the basket today, Coach. 28 points in the paint, and including 20 points from the bench, featuring Faith Price checking in for Campbell.
Another reason they're getting to the free throw line.
Is there any box that Campbell hasn't checked tonight in your estimation?
It's been an all-out effort for Campbell. Not one, but all.
Price left open. Risky business. Bolden the rebound.
And not one end of the floor, but both ends of the floor.
Bolden sizing up Wabudu. Hesitating and gets fouled. Taya Bolden to the free throw line in search of double-figure points. And if you're Ronnie Fisher, you have to love the effort of Bolden in the post.
Playing very explosively tonight. We mentioned that in the first half. It's still continuing. Close to a double-double again for Bolden.
That free throw does not fall true for Bolden, who has 9 points and 8 rebounds tonight. Remember, she had 22 points and 21 rebounds in their last matchup. The Richmond, Virginia native continues to work the glass, but this time comes up short on both. Wabudu had great position in the post. Winthrop couldn't find her, and now they do. Bolden the foul.
Well, those two are working on each other down and around inside tonight, aren't they?
Those are two of the best rebounders in the league, both top 5 in the Big South. They're going to be aggressive in the post. Jamison Whitfield launches a 3. Rebound Wabudu. Langstaff quickly fires. A one-handed shot. A little different, but it goes in.
Good pass by our teammate, too.
Maybe not the way Wanda Watkins would coach it up. He's Campbell's all-time assist leader, but if it's fallen, tough to stop. Nuremberg out to Barber. And Campbell, who is led by as many as 29 in this game, nursing a lead in the fourth. Bolden is blocked from behind. Wabudu kind of nonchalant on that rejection.
I think Bolden was trying to draw the foul that time.
And Buckley lays it in. Winthrop in the second half. They're not going to come back to win this game tonight, but they have 10 transition points. That has been a huge effort for the Eagles in the second half. Another turnover. Buckley looks to run. Setting up Whitfield. She's wanted that shot tonight from 3. Instead, the Langstaff spins away from pressure. Bolden takes care of the miss.
Cool.
Bolden with Sharks behind her. A step-through move. Oh, and Taya Bolden in double figures.
Good up and under by Bolden that time.
Back up to 23, the point differential with 4 minutes to go. Now if you're Winthrop, how do you shake off the rust of a slow-scoring night with a big game coming up at Radford on Saturday?
Hey, you got to get ready for the next one. When this one's over, you got to get ready for the next one.
First points of the game for Myra Strickland, freshman out of Duluth, Georgia. By the way, Coach, she's 2 for 2 from the field this year. Take advantage of those 5 minutes.
Yeah, she just got up to her average right there on that three-point bucket.
Campbell, meanwhile, a balanced, dominant effort. Bolden trying to save it, and Strickland the steal.
You know, you gotta hand it to Winthrop. I mean, they're still playing hard. They're a young, vibrant team that's gaining experience.
Is fouled, so we have immediate timeout on the court. We'll take it with 3:12 to go in the fourth. Campbell looking to move to 8-0 at home, up comfortably on ESPN+. Campbell's best scorer in Big South play is Shy Tooley, and she continues to heat it up from the field.
She makes it look easy all over the floor, inside and out.
So in conference play, Tooley 10 points a night, 5 rebounds. She's at those numbers again. But how about Tooley? It's been a balanced effort, also assisting on 2 a game.
Yeah, she's showing she's a well-rounded player, establishing herself in a number of categories statistically in the conference. Stepped up early on in the rebounding, doing a super job for Campbell.
Shy Tooley can sit on the bench knowing her team is up 20 with 3 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Biggest question Shy Tooley had before the game is, how does she look in the white jersey? She didn't care about the points, the rebounds, the assists. Is how do I look with the white on white? And she's scoring it pretty well. 7 points and 2 rebounds tonight. Campbell well on its way to an 8th home win of the season. And now a 10th straight home win dating back to last year. Under 3 minutes to go in this final quarter. Brittany Staves driving baseline is blocked by Langstaff, gets a rebound, and an and one.
Good extra effort that time by the freshman, showing her strength inside.
Brittany Staves, one of 10 different players to score tonight. Already up to 4 points and 3 rebounds. And we're going to show you coming up here how well she can impact the game. This is Elliott, the freshman guard in there from Fayetteville. Winthrop has cleared the bench in this final quarter. Cantrell, the senior. Good slip pass.
Nice pass.
Better look in Langstaff.
Good pick and roll that time. One of the prettiest plays in the game.
Might be our precision forward play 2 of the game, besides the Nuremberg Tooley find in the first half. Winthrop now has seen a much better second half offensively. 28 points and shooting 50% from the field.
Yeah, much better half for them.
After Winthrop had just 12 points in the first half. Faith Price is stripped by Elliott. And a foul. Price a little frustrated there, reaching in. 4th team foul for Campbell. I imagine Ronnie Fisher will be the first to remind Campbell of how well Winthrop shot in that second half, despite a possible 20-point win.
Oh, yeah. No question about it.
How do you keep that in your arsenal? What do you do as a coach to implement something like that?
You know, you just got to always try to be after your team to get better. You know, better, 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 better.
Hard to beat tonight's performance. That ball is saved by Strickland. Now Wabudu off on the jumper. Offensive rebound to Hunter. That's no good. And we have a foul on Campbell going after the rebound, all because of the effort of Amani Elliott. Elliott, the Fayetteville, North Carolina native. Triggers this in as Winthrop. They have Radford coming up on the road here on Saturday. Neat performances like that on the way up by Cantrell. Cantrell with a turnover. That was forced loose by Elliott. Now back to Cantrell. Blocked by Staves and a late foul called. Well, Ronnie Fisher can't be too pleased with his effort over these last 2 minutes.
Winthrop continuing to play hard. With a young team, that's very important. With any team, that's very important.
Cantrell has played in 55 games in her career, one of the elder statesmen for this club. Remember, this is a Winthrop team, just 2 seniors. They have 11 underclassmen, a group that is learning on the fly, if you will. And yet, even with a loss tonight, they'll be 4-2 in the league, really controlling their destiny here in the next 2 weeks.
For sure. You know, you can never live on one game, good or bad. You've got to be ready to play the next, and it's all about teaching and growing as a team. And I know Coach Woodard is
Julia
be
Crocker with a
that.
turnover. Here's Strickland up the floor. Carver strips it loose. Out of bounds, Winthrop basketball. Now that play by Tatiana Carver tells you how invested Campbell is.
Absolutely. Play until the end.
Cantrell's been busy in this fourth quarter. The floater is short as we hit the final minute of the fourth quarter. And the walk-on, Julia Crocker, out of Maryland with the rebound. Keep an eye on number 30 in the white, especially late in the game like this. Carver looks to move to 8-0 at home this year. Crocker driving in, drawing the foul. And now Julia Crocker to the free throw line. Well, she's going to get 2 shots. Crocker has not scored in conference play this year.
I believe it's going to be on the floor, Evan.
Oh, my math is wrong. It's the 4th team foul for Winthrop. So no free throws just yet. .30 seconds to play here in Bowie's Creek. Campbell well on its way to a 6th conference win.
Look out, she can
Crocker
hit it.
for the triple. Tipped around, and Winthrop comes up with it. We have a timeout called. And Winthrop's going to get possession. Oh, no, foul is called on Brittany Staves. My apologies. And now Winthrop on the bonus, so they will go to the free throw line. Brittany Staves has also picked up her 5th foul. Here's Sydney Hunter, the freshman out of Charlotte from Mallard Creek High School. Sydney and Sierra Hunter, twin sisters from Mallard Creek. Our second set of twins in the Big South, along with the Plenovich sisters from Gardner-Webb. So Winthrop with the bank gets to 47 points. That would have been tough to ask for given their 12-point first half. And now Campbell can dribble out the clock at a convincing home win. Campbell never trailed in this game. They shot 45%. And as Tatiana Carver dribbles out the final seconds, Campbell moves to 6-1 in Big South Conference play. Undefeated at home, 8-0 here in Gore Arena, and a dominant victory over Winthrop tonight. Campbell now the first place team in the Big South.
Well, and I know Coach Fisher's going to say, well, it's just a one-game stand, but they're going to be in first place at least till Saturday and maybe beyond.
Campbell dominant in this performance. 10 different players score. It gets started in the first quarter with Nuremberg connecting from 3, and Campbell moving the ball so well. 15 assists on 23 made buckets. Alongside my partner Wanda Watkins, Evan Budrovich with you tonight. This is a presentation of ESPN+. Campbell a 16-point win, moving to 6-1 in league play.